Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another webinar from BigChange. This title is Elevate Your Customer Service Using BigChange. We've currently got 52 people in the webinar. The chat is open and we'll give a few more moments before people join. So if you want to enter into the chat where you are based in the country and also which do you prefer, tea or coffee, that would be brilliant. We'll see if Team Tea wins. That's my go-to cup of beverage. So yeah, let us know in the chat. There's no prizes for winning this, but just out of curiosity, it'd be good to know which are those favourite hot drinks. Attendee from North London, both, but it's coffee today. Okay, cool. Tea milk with 2 sugars. Portsmouth has a favourite for tea. Only tea, Midlands tea. Oh, Team Tea is definitely winning. Yep, we currently have Team Tea winning, I think, which is absolutely fabulous for me because I'm a tea drinker. Let me just bring back the slides. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are going to be talking about how to elevate your customer service using BigChange. I'm joined by some of my colleagues. We have Emma and we also have Sebastian, who are with us today. Do you want to say hello, guys?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name's Seb.
Hi, guys. We will be shortly handing over to them to do the presentation. But before we do, there are a couple of housekeeping items. We have a lot of BigChange customers with us today. You are welcome, but you're also welcome if you are not a BigChange customer. If you're not a BigChange customer yet, it's very great to have you with us. You can join BigChange very easily. And if you're wondering what we do, we provide the all-in-one job management platform. On screen, you can see many of the features that we provide. We provide scheduling, CRM, reporting, finance, and mobile application, but we provide much more than that. And we have over 2,000 customers globally, many of who have provided us with a case study. So if you want to read more, head over to bigchange.com to check that out. Hopefully your team's screen will look something like this. The chat is open, as is Q&As. If you love something or you like it, you can give us a thumbs up or a heart. There is a raise hand button. If you raise your hand, that won't actually do anything. So if you have a question, try to put it in the Q&A box rather than the chat, because the chat does go by quite quickly. We have had the chat open on a previous webinar and it worked really well, so we've decided to keep it open a second time around. Please don't put any passwords, credit card details or other personal information in the chat because it will be seen by everybody. And as I mentioned, if you do have a question, put it in the Q&A box because it goes by quite quickly. Depending on the number of questions that we have, we may well choose to answer them at the end. If we don't manage to answer them all at the end, we will reach out to you via your success manager. We have multiple customers on the call, and you can customize your system in various different ways. So we can't give you specific guidance on how your setup is configured, but we will be able to answer general questions. And if anything comes up that we can't answer, we will reach out to you, like I said, via your success manager. There will be some surveys coming out towards the end, so keep an eye out for that. And finally, all of our content, including previous webinars and this webinar, will be available on our YouTube channel shortly after. So if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, head over to youtube.com/BigChange, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll be notified when things go live. If you're watching this on catch-up, clearly the polls and Q&A aren't going to be live, but if you are watching this on catch-up, you can let us know your responses in the comments. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand over to the guys in Road Crew to talk through elevating your customer service using BigChange. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. So, good morning, everyone. Hope you all are doing great and welcome to our big learning event today, the very first big learning event of the year with me and my colleague Seb. The topic today is about how to elevate your customer service. And the content of today's event we will cover, first of all, booking site, job confirmation with AI utilization. Next is automatic document sending. And next is alert and templates used for alert. Notes, customer service dashboard. Third-party worksheets. And last but not least, some tips and tricks from us using automation to elevate your customer service. So first of all, let's have a look of some facts that we have gathered, which suggest an elevated customer experience through several means. The very first one is alert. Alert engage internally and externally with just under 60 million sent. With this, end user are seeing the benefit of timely update, notification, or reminders, allowing all parties to stay informed and involved. 660 customers have taken advantage of this enhanced user experience. Second, note, 1,086 customers have created notes, allowing users to record feedback, instructions, and more, which can contribute to a more personalized and tailored use of the system. And the last one, booking site, 225 customers have used the booking site and 3,050 users access it, suggest active engagement with the platform, allowing customers to gain a smooth user experience, ease of navigation, and availability of desired service. In summary, the high volume of alert and active engagement with note creation and booking site utilization collectively indicates that customers who integrate the system to the best of their ability can achieve a positive experience for end user. All right, so firstly, we would like to introduce you to one of the most useful features for your customer to book jobs and keep track of the job, our very own BigChange booking site. The booking site acts as a client portal, a place where your customer can sign in and carry out a variety of tasks unaided. Example of the types of activities which they can undertake include booking in jobs, downloading their own job card, viewing job progress, and creating alerts as well. The level of access available for user is fully customizable and is adjustable on a person-by-person level, allowing you to tailor it for the different requirements of individual customer according to their needs. As you can see on the left-hand side right here, we have the generic booking site, and on the right-hand side, we have the version specific to the customer. To set up the general booking site, you can just navigate to My Account, Administration. Against the Quick Links menu, just click on General Account Setting. And against the Side menu, you can choose the booking site. So here, as on the screenshot that I'm showing you right now, you can see that you can set up. The first one is the web address. The details within this field represent the URL link you will provide to your customer in order for them to use the booking site. The first part of this field contains details which are not editable from http to bigchange.com right here, but you should be able to add the name which you wish your site to be known as directly after it with no space. The second part is the logo URL. Here you may add a logo by inputting the image URL. Since this is the default version of the booking site, it is likely that it will be your own company logo. The next one is visible job types. You can select all or specific types of job to be viewable by default. For example, you may not want to include your own business specific categories, like you don't want your customer to see the job type of a team planning meeting or project briefing. However, you do want to include the job types that may be more generically useful, like emergency call out or quick job. The next one is job list columns. You can select some or all of the columns from the drop-down menu which you would like to display on the job list. The first 5 are selected by default, but they are all editable if required. The next section is new user. Please check this box if you would like new customer to be able to sign up to the booking site without your input. BigChange will then search your CRM to see whether the customer email address already exists in your system, and it is recommended by us that you control who has access to the booking site, and that this option is just left unchecked, which is the default option as well. So after you've done all that, please remember to press on save before moving on. So we have just walked through the default booking site. However, as I mentioned before, we also have the capability of customer-specific setup for the booking site. So the benefit of a customer-specific booking site is that customer-owned logo or preferred image will appear at the top rather than the default version, which show your own logo. So it's also allowed the customer to customize the displayed information via the columns they offer and display their own predefined invoicing items where these have been created. The process for setting up a customer-specific booking site is very similar to the default one, but instead of going to the administration section, you just navigate to CRM and then you select the contact to get access to the booking site, and then click on the contact to edit, and then click on the booking site tab. So in order for a person against a contact to be able to make use of the booking site, which will later on enable them to book or to request jobs from the site, they must first be given permission to access it. So you can navigate to CRM and then go to the contact on the side menu. Once you select the contact, you can edit it and go to the person tab. You can now add a new person or just click to select an existing person against that contact. And then as on the screenshot, you will see a field entitled booking site with a checkbox field can access the booking site. So once you have ticked to give access to that person, you can choose what permission to grant the person to allow them to print job card, to book job, to view job progress, and so on. Please note that beneath the booking site field, there is a field right here. It's called owner. The owner is the user who has granted this person permission to access the booking site, although this can always be edited and replaced with any other web user that you have on your site if you need to. Notification regarding jobs will be sent to the owner email address. If you now click back upon the person you have given permission to, an additional icon will have appeared right here, email password. The person will then receive an email with their login details and a link which allow them to create a password. The link will take you to a form that you can then complete, and once the new password is added and saved, a new pop-up will appear and the person will then be able to log into the booking site using their own credentials. And that is everything about how to set up the booking site. Now please welcome my colleague Seth for the live demo for booking site and how jobs should show up there as well.
So, hi everyone, my name's Seb, and thank you very much for coming along to this talk, and thank you, Emma, for introducing the booking site and how it's configured. So if you just give me a quick moment, what I'll do is I will share my other screen and we'll give you a quick demo of how this works. So hopefully everybody can see my screen at the moment. You should see that there's two different options here. So a user can actually have access to multiple different booking sites. This is especially useful if your contacts have a parent or child relationship. So once you're logged in using your credentials, select the site that you'd wish to enter. So for example, here we're going to select this one. and then you will be taken to the main interface of the booking site. So the screen that you see here is determined by the choices you made when you set up the booking site, as Emma's just explained. So yeah, for the purpose of this demonstration, we've basically just given all permissions just to demonstrate the capabilities of this. So what I'd first like to draw your attention to is the list of results that are shown underneath. So this is the list of results essentially according to the search filters that you have along the top. So you'll see this first one, search for jobs via their reference or order number, search via the location of the site that the job was undertaken at, the period of which it was undertaken, and then the status of the job. So you've got new booking, confirmed, started, or completed. So you'll see down here, we've got a list of results according to those search filters. So let's just click into one of the jobs to show you what's going on here. So if we click into this one here, we'll see that what we've got on the right hand side is a jobs activity. Now this will update in real time, so you'll see when the job is started and then later on when it's finished. On the left hand side in the main interface though, we've got all of the job details and information. So the type of job, where the job is going to be attended, where the proposed date and time for the job, any specific details according to the job, and then again any attachments here. So that's what a job that hasn't yet been completed would look like. So if we just jump back and then go into a job that has already been completed, you'll see at the bottom here, we've got an option that says job card. So customers can actually, your end customers can actually come into here and download job cards on a self-serve basis. So if we just click this job card here, we'll see that it should just download a PDF the same way you would with any other application on the internet. And then you'll see here, you've got the job card. Now, just something to note on that is that by standard, the worksheet questions don't show on the job cards on the booking site. That's just for your guys' own protection. But if you did need a version that showed the worksheet questions and answers, it's pretty simple for us to get that added. Just give support a call and we'll be able to get that sorted for you pretty quickly. So let's just go back because there's another really useful feature that we want to show you as well, which is the main feature of this, and that's proposing new bookings. So your end customers can come here, select this new booking icon. Then as we move in, we'll see that there's a number of fields that we need to populate. So the type of job that we want to do. So just for our purpose of our demonstration, we've just got the standard job. Then we've got underneath where we want the job to take place, a proposed date and a proposed time. So let's just pop this in at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We want to propose a job. Click next to input any job details here. Select whether you want to receive an alert when the resource approaches, add any attachments. For example, you might want to add a floor plan or something along those lines. And then finally, confirm and book the job. You should receive a little notification just to say that the booking has been done successfully. But once the job is booked, it will go into your unscheduled jobs menu on your calendar tab. And then from there, you can just schedule it as you would normally. So that's either manually or dragging it and dropping it onto the calendar. So let's just switch back to the slide deck. Just give me one moment. And then let's jump across back to where we were, because actually this really leads on quite nicely to our job confirmation feature. So essentially, this is once a job has been confirmed and it's been placed onto your calendar, what you want to do is then often reach out to the customer and propose the job to them. So let's go on to the next slide. Once a job's been created and appears on the schedule, in most instances, like I said, you're going to wish to confirm that appointment with the customer. So to do this, click on any unstarted job on the schedule. Click on the email confirmation button that pops up underneath, and then you will be presented with the pop-up as shown on the right-hand side. Now, this pop-up allows you to fully customize the confirmation email being sent, and the system will automatically default to a job confirmation template that's already on your site. But you can manually amend that email or choose a different template if you prefer. Now, just a quick note on that, you just want to make sure that you have inserted the job confirmation keyword, as this is the main premise of this feature. But there is also the feature as well of adding in a tracking link so that customers can actually see resources on their way to the jobs. Now, this is done all by clicking into the keywords tab and then selecting under the jobs tab the keywords for tracking link or confirmation link. By default, the recipient's email address will populate with that of the contact's primary person, but you can add in other emails from the same contact or other external contacts in CC should you wish to. As shown on the bottom left, the confirmation email received by the customer includes a link which will allow them to confirm the job date and time, as well as add any additional notes regarding the job, should they wish to include them. The email also includes a calendar attachment, which allows customers to automatically add their appointment to the Outlook calendar, and that's just a really good time-saving way to make sure that they don't forget about their jobs. So let's give you another quick example of this, as there's another feature that we've recently brought out that we're quite keen to introduce, and that's using AI to draft your emails. So just give me another quick moment. I'll share my screen with you. Right, so hopefully you guys can see that I'm in the schedule page at the moment. Now, as you can see, we've got a job that hasn't been started yet. So once we select that and we select send confirmation, we'll see we're presented with that same pop-up that we just mentioned. Now, what I wanted to show you here was the draft my email button. So in the top right-hand side, what we can do is click the draft my email button, and all we need to do is insert some prompts, and then AI is going to generate us the email that we wish to use here. So let's just say we want to a job confirmation for PPM Works on May the 1st. We just insert that and then click enter and sit back as AI does the legwork for you. It generates an email that you can then copy and paste into the main body should you wish to. Now, what's useful about this is that we've got a number of features at the bottom here, such as changing the tone. So let's just change this to a more informal tone. As you can see, that there's a number of options. So let's just see what this does here. So yeah, made it a bit more informal, but let's say we then want to flesh that out a little bit. We can change the length at the bottom, or simply just rewrite the whole email should you wish to. Now, once you're happy with that, just copy and paste it back into the email, and then you can send away as you desire. Now, this can be used in all email functions across the platform. So whether you send in financial documents or you can just confirm in jobs, you can actually use this feature across both of those. So with that said, let me just jump straight back into the presentation. And we'll pick up where we left off. So let's have a little look at what this job confirmation will look like for the end customers. So here's what's shown when a customer clicks on the link to confirm the job. They'll be prompted to fill out the form shown on the left-hand side before finally hitting to confirm the job is good to go ahead. Now, once the job's confirmed, two things are going to happen. The resource allocated to that job is going to receive an email advising them that the job has now been confirmed. And then additionally, on the right-hand side, as we can see here, the job on your calendar is going to be outlined green, whereas beforehand it would have been red, just to indicate that the job hadn't yet been confirmed, but now is. So yeah, that's basically what the feature is going to do and how you can identify that. One other thing we recommend is actually creating an alert for when jobs are confirmed. That way you've got further visibility and all the informed parties are going to stay updated. But if you don't know about alerts, don't worry too much, because my colleague Emma is going to come on to that shortly. Moving on, another really useful feature that we want to talk to you guys about is automatic document sending. Now, this is great both internally and externally, as you can send out job information automatically without having to go through the whole manual process of emailing it out. Automatic document sending is often used to send job cards, financial documents, or email templates to customers automatically, and tends to be triggered by a jobs activity. So to set this up, you would need to navigate to My Account and Administration, go to the Schedule side tab, and then hit the Job Types menu. Now, once you're in your job types, select the one that is applicable and click to edit this. Now, once you're into the job type, go to the Documents tab and you'll be presented with the pop-up like you see on the screenshot here. So the first and main thing to do is to choose a trigger activity. So typically this would be when a job is created, when it's scheduled, when it's started or completed, maybe even completed with issues. So that's a really great feature for how you can trigger this document to be sent. Now, you can also send these dynamically. So directly to a job contact's email address, or to any fixed email addresses if you're using it for internal processes, for example. The sender's name and email address can be set in the relevant field should you wish to customize those. And this feature is just all around really great because it allows you to save time by automating the process of distributing job information. Now, like we said previously, the most common uses are sending out job cards once jobs are completed to end customers. And then also you can use it for sending out financial documents or any other emails just thanking customers for their continued service. Now, with that said, please welcome back my colleague Emma, who's going to be walking us through some further great features that will assist with your customer service.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Seb. So back to me, I would like to introduce you with a very useful feature, the alert. Alerts can be set up easily on our system and enable not only you, but also your customer to remain informed about what is the most important information in real time. To set up an alert, you can just navigate to Alert and then Alert Program and then add a new alert. As an example on the screen, so you can set up to send an email to your customer when a job is either confirmed or scheduled, or more specific, when a resource is on the way as well. So you can see that right here we have the default message with basic information like a job will be started at some point, the contact, and then the resource is how far away. However, instead of using the default message, you can also change the message that will be sent to your customer using the template right here, email body template, to let your customer know where about your resource is, when are they expected to be on the job site, and even more, where they are on the map in real time. So when you go onto the template, you can add the keyword for tracking link, for example, so that your customer will be able to see where exactly the resource on the map. In the next section, I would like to introduce you to another useful feature in customer service, Note. So a note or a ticket system is crucial in the field of customer service. BigChange note system is designed to help receive, record, and resolve your customer inquiries, complaints, and issues. The three main benefits of using the note on BigChange is that, first of all, it streamlines the communication. Note will contain all the necessary information about how to contact your customer, internal dialogue between departments, steps taken to resolve the issue, and any follow-up action needed. This eliminates the risk of miscommunication or lost information. The next benefit is it enhances the customer service experience. This helps you track the status of any queries or complaints and provide transparent communication with customer. It also ensures that all the issues are addressed, which help improve the customer satisfaction and loyalty. Last but not least, in terms of data collection and analysis, BigChange also provides you with the dashboard for customer service, and I'm going to talk about this a bit later. The data from this dashboard is pulled from all the ticket or all the notes from your system, and this helps you manage the data about customer interactions, find out common issues, response times, resolution rates, and more. This data can be analyzed to gain insight into your customer behavior, identify areas for improvement, and measure the effectiveness of customer service. This can lead to more informed decision-making and continuous improvement in customer service. So there are a few typical types of notes that I want to introduce with you. So the first one is the incident note. These notes are created when a customer reports a specific issue or problem they're facing. They typically include details about the problem, customer contact information, and any step taken to resolve the issue. Next one is inquiry note. These notes are created when a customer has a question or need information about a product or service. They typically include the customer question or request, and then contact information and the response provided. Next one is feedback note. So it can be created when your customer provide a feedback to you, whether it's positive or negative about the product or to the service. So next one is resolution note. These notes are created once the customer issue has been resolved, and it can include the details about the resolution, customer response, or any follow-up action that needed. So next one is task note. These notes are created to assign tasks to your team member. It can include the task detail, the assignee name, and the deadline or the due date for the task. The next one is a follow-up note. These notes are created to schedule the follow-up actions or reminder, and it can have the date and time for the follow-up and the customer contact information as well. So as you can see from the screenshot right here, we can set up the note type, note priority, note workflow, note flag, and note custom field. So all of these can be set up via My Account, Administration, and Contacts and Note. And I will walk you through a very quick demo in terms of how to set up the note in the back office and also how a note will look like once you create it. All right, so bear with me. Okay, so as I mentioned, if you want to see the note, you just need to go to CRM and then note on the left-hand side right here. You will see the list of notes here. To start off, I will show you how to create a note type. So you just need to go to My Account, Administration here. And then on the left-hand side, on the size menu, you just navigate to Contact and Note. For the purpose of the presentation today, I have set up some note priorities here, the priority set of note, and then the custom field, some workflows, and finally some note flag. So to create a new note type, you just navigate to Note Type right here, and then click on Add. So the name of this note type, I will just put it in as the test note type. The default workflow, I want it to be short customer survey. And then I don't want any web user to be able to add or to remove the workflow when they create this note of type. So I click on Note, on No on here, and then the default owner of the note. By default, it's going to be the note creator, but you can always change it to any other web user if you want to. The default flag, I want the flag to be to action when the note is created. The priority set, I want the priority to be high, and I only want the administrator to be able to change the priority of this note type. The due date, so when the note is created, I want the due date of the note to be 4 hours after it is created. So I would say creation date plus 4 hours. And when note is created and completed, I want to have the option to email to the customer. So I'll click on option to email and choose the template. And then view hints while creating note. I want to view all the hints in terms of duration step for note type, link to view fastest owner, duration start for note owner. And after 1 month, I want the hint to show. It can collect the data, and then I just click on OK. So as you can see here, I have a note type that I've just created, test note type. And if you navigate to CRM and then note on the left-hand side, I can create a new note right now. I just need to put in the contact. Yeah, so once I put in the contact, you can see that this is the hint in green right here. So if you click on view the note here, it's gonna populate a pop-up for you where you can view all the notes currently against this contact. So you can keep track of all the notes here. And then if you click out of it, you go back to the note that you are creating. The note type, I want it to be the one that I've just created, test note type. And the subject. So, and then you just put in the detail against the note section to action. Another very useful feature of Note on BigChange is that you can communicate with other departments as well. So for example, for this specific note, I want to have the approval from another member in financial department. So I don't have to come over like in person and ask the question for approval. I can literally just tag them on the note. So I tag them right here and ask them, hi, may I ask if this So when I just click on add, what will happen is this web user, Daisy Allen, is going to receive an email in their inbox, and it say that they have been tagged in a note, and then it has the link to the note as well, and the content of which they have been tagged for. As you can see, when I create the note, right now is 35 past 11, so it's automatically at the due date to be 4 hours from this moment to be the due date of the note. And the note owner here would be row crew. And if I quickly go to the workflow here, I have the workflow of short customer survey because I already choose it to be the default workflow of this note type. So if I click on save, I will have an option to email the customer because before when I created this note type, I want to have the option to email them when a note is open. So as you can see right now, I will be able to find the note that I have just created. So it is test note type. This is the note that I have just created, and by default, it already have the flag because when I created the note type, I want this flag to be default, and then the priority here is P2 high. All right, so that is the end of the live demo. Let's go back to the presentation. So to continue to analyze the note, BigChange has now provided you with a very powerful tool. It is Customer Service Dashboard. It provides the interactive insight into customer support note profile, average resolution times, and overdue note. This allows you to identify and take action on all open notes, particularly those overdue, prioritizing activity using the longest overdue note data grid, so it can improve the customer service performance. So if you want to give the web user the access to the dashboard, what you would need to do is that you need to go to My Account, Administration, and then Web User on the Size menu. And then you need to click on the web user that you want to grant them access to view the dashboard. Once you click on the web user, there should be a tab, it's called Dashboard, and then you just click on it and give them the license to view the dashboard, and they should be able to see this. So let's have a look at the very first available dashboard that we have, the count of open notes by contact of top 10. Here you can view a count of notes with an open status by customer in descending order of the top 10. This allows you to identify straight away which customer has the highest number of notes, and then you can action accordingly. The next one will allow you to view the count of overdue notes by customer. Overdue notes are those which haven't been completed by the note due date. So this enables you to easily identify customer with overdue notes and the length of time they are overdue by, enabling the better prioritization of the completion of notes, focusing on those that are overdue. Moreover, if you choose a specific customer on the bar and click on the drill down option, it will show you the following information, including the customer, the note reference, the note type, when it was created, how many days that it's overdue, the owner name, the progress of the note, and the last progress date and time of the note as well. The next dashboard here will show a count of the number of notes with an open status against their owner in descending order of top 10. So you can see who is the colleague that has the highest number of notes and see if they need any help to action these notes. And the next one, we move on to the average hours taken to complete a specific note type in descending order of average hour as well. This will help you find out which note type takes the most amount of time to complete and make relevant adjustment if needed. The next one, this bar chart will show you a count of all note type by a specific type of note in descending order, again top 10. Thanks to this chart, you will be able to analyze the distribution of note type and identify which have the highest volume, particularly useful to help identify the frequent or recurring customer issue or common operational challenges. Last but not least is the longest overdue note in top 5. This will allow you to quickly and easily identify the notes which have been overdue the longest, enabling the appropriate action to be taken. Okay, so next, please welcome back my colleague, Seb, with the third-party worksheet and some tips and tricks for automation.
Hi again, everyone, and thank you for that, Emma. Just a couple more features to show you guys. So kicking that off, I just want to show you third-party worksheets, which are those created for completion by people outside of your organization. For example, a customer survey which is sent out after a job has been completed. So using this example, let's walk you through how you can create one. Our first step would be to create the worksheet that we want end customers to populate. So as shown in the screenshot, we have an example with questions such as, would you recommend our service and how would you score the engineer's visit? Now, the main point of configuration here is to set the completion time on booking site, which you can see highlighted here. This field cannot be set as NA or else this feature will not work. So you just need to have some sort of set here for that field. So moving on to the next step. The next step is to create a template that will be sent to customers, prompting them to complete the third-party worksheet that we've just demonstrated. So we configure the template as you need, but make sure to insert the keyword worksheet link, which is found under the Jobs tab and Jobs header. This will insert a link that will take customers to the page where they can then complete the worksheet that we've set for filling out. So once you click that keyword with the worksheet link, a pop-up will now open, giving you the option to show the URL or add a hyperlink behind descriptive text. This link will take customers through to complete the form that we have set up via our worksheet that we previously showed. And once your template is complete, you just need to remember to set the usage as alert email, click save, and then close it. So with the worksheet and the email that distributes this worksheet now set up, we need to configure when we want this email to send. So to do this, we can program it through an alert. So we'd go to the Alerts tab and click to create a new alert, as Emma's already showed you previously. Configure the alert as you need, ensuring that you select the template that we created in step 2. And just note that you can, of course, additionally add alternative recipients if desired, or modify the alert for specific job types. So you can actually set this up per job type as well. So when a job is completed, an alert will now automatically trigger an email to be sent to the customer if it's configured as we have done in this screenshot. The email will look something like the right-hand screenshot, and that will take customers through to the page to complete this. Let's just give you a quick show of what that looks like. So when they click on the link in the email, this is what the customer will see. They'll get the questions that we've configured, and then they'll just be asked to publish the worksheet before your back office then receive it. So that's the end of third-party worksheets. Now, just the last feature we want to touch on quite quickly is automations, which is probably one of the most powerful features that we have. So automation can be used to enhance many of your activities, acting as a tremendous time saver and eliminating instances of human error. Some very basic examples could include creating a note from a specific job result, adding a flag to a note after a specific action, and plenty more. So let's run you through a couple of quick examples of commonly used automations that could help improve your customer service. So keeping with the theme of the third-party worksheet, we show here an automation that can be triggered from a customer providing an answer that we deem as at risk in the third-party worksheet. So let's say, for example, the customer has answered no, and they are not likely to recommend our service, and they've stated this in the customer satisfaction survey. A note or ticket will be opened straight away following the publishment of that answer, and followed by that, an alert can be set up so that the customer service team can be aware and action on the note immediately. This note can then be used to record any details of unhappy customers and prompt or record steps that have been taken to rectify the situation. Another example might be in the context of service reminders. So let's say you're at a site installing a piece of equipment or machinery, and following the completion of that installation, you want to be reminded that in 6 months' time, a service or some PPM works might be due. We can actually automate that process so that a note is created upon the completion of an installation job, setting follow-on alerts to keep all parties informed. This can be used as a reminder to book or schedule any further PPM or servicing. So that comes to the end of our big learning session from myself and Emma anyway. If you do have any questions on anything we've covered, feel free to always give support a call. We're always happy to help where we can. And yeah, I'm going to hand you back to Jonathan now, who's going to move on to hopefully some questions and answers.
Let me unmute myself. Thank you very much, guys. Really great information that you have shown us today. There have been some questions dropped into the chat, which I have answered. Before we get on to any other questions or answers, I just want to go through a few more bits and pieces, so don't drop off yet. Want to talk to you about some events that are, I think some events that are coming up. No, events that have happened that you will want to watch on catch up, and also some features that we talked about at them. So a week ago, we did our first quarterly BigChange Innovate, where we showed you all of the features and functionality that have been added to the BigChange platform within the last quarter. Two of them of note. The first one is BigChange Fleet. If you're not sure what BigChange Fleet is, it's something that is available at no cost to you, and it is a way of saving, as you can see on screen, around about 15% or £110 a month on a vehicle. Now, obviously, the exact savings depend on the vehicle that you want and the time of year, but it is absolutely fantastic. If you want more details on BigChange Fleet, take a look at the Innovate webinar, and that will be in full. We also talked about BigChange AI and how that could be used to speed up your emailing. So do check out the Innovate webinar. That is available on our YouTube channel. You can either scan the QR code or you can type out the URL that is on screen. One of the things that has not been released, but we have actually started some work on, is around assets. Now, assets is an area of the system that we certainly want to develop, and we are looking for people to take part in a focus group. So I have put on screen now a very simple poll, and that is asking you whether or not you would like to take part in a focus group for asset-related work. Assets in a broad sense could be anything that is looked at again on a job. So we have a coffee machine. You might have been wondering what the connection was that is repaired. It could be a fire extinguisher. It could be diggers. It could be CCTV cameras. The list is endless. So if you want to respond with yes to that poll, we will endeavour to reach out to a cross section of our customer base. We won't be able to reach out to absolutely everybody, but we will reach out to as many of you as possible. We have also published yesterday our big community newsletter. Scan the QR code on screen. That, as you can see, talks about our Innovate webinar. It also talks about today's webinar, which you have clearly attended. So do check out our newsletter. We love having you guys with us, and we really appreciate your feedback. There is one more poll which I have just released. We would very much welcome your response on this. We'd like to know how valuable you found this webinar on a scale of 1 to 5. And we'd also like to know how likely you are to try out some of these amazing features that have been shown to you today. Let us know any comments that you have. And finally, the final question is around a lunch and learn. We're thinking of doing some very bite-sized webinars. Now, these are probably going to be no longer than 15 minutes, and they will probably look at 1 or 2 features. Would you be interested in attending any of those? If you would, let us know. And that was the lunch and learn slide, which I was going to put on screen, which I forgot about. So Q&As. We have had some Q&As put in the chat. I will quickly go through the answers. I can see some others coming in, but I will quickly have a look at those as we go. So one question was, will the slides be available to download? The slides themselves won't be, but the video will be available on our YouTube channel shortly after. Is it possible only to show specified worksheet questions on the standard job card? The answer is yes, and I included a link to the screenshot of that. Every single worksheet question that is set up has an option to turn off so that it's not viewable on the standard job card. There was a question around time slots for the booking site. You can currently choose whether an exact time, either a morning or afternoon time slot is available, or date only. And then another question was, can you limit the uses for the booking site? For example, it would be great if clients could log in and see jobs, but wouldn't be able to book jobs on their own. And again, that is achievable through the permissions, and I included a screenshot in the chat. So we are coming up to time now. I will leave the polls open for a tiny bit longer before we close the webinar. Any questions, and there are a couple of questions that we haven't been able to answer, we will feed back to you via your success manager. On behalf of Seb and Emma, I'd like to thank you very much for joining the webinar, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.